Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Monday. Sterile P here, aka Artist in Recovery. And I've often wondered if you guys wonder why I snap my fingers 3 times at the beginning of my spoken word videos and my street rhymes videos and at the end of them. And it's a weird, it's kind of a weird obsessive compulsive thing. And I'm going to fill you in more on that. But it actually kind of has something to do, once again, with BEAU of the fifth column. I'm gonna start there. When I got on YouTube about 10 years ago, I came across BEAU about, I don't know, probably about 8 years ago. And he inspired me to make videos because he was a common guy. Like, he didn't have any special effects. He didn't have any clips. So it didn't take, I'm a guy in my 50s, so I'm not very computer savvy. I'm not very video savvy, and here was a guy, BEAU of the fifth column, doing fantastic, getting tons of views. And he was just like me. He had like the same level of video comprehension, or, there was nothing spectacular, nothing that everything that he was doing, I could do. He filmed it in his workshop or his garage, regular clothes, regular looking guy, just recording a 4-minute video. And that inspired me. That gave me hope that maybe I could do this too. So I did a video talking about him. I'll put the link down below. Let's talk about BEAU of the fifth column. And I talked about the very first time I ever saw him. And to this day, it's my biggest video because he featured it on his channel. And it got almost 170,000 views at this point. And that enabled me to get monetized. That jacked up my subscribers and gave me the view time. And I got all the qualifications where I could actually get monetized. And that was probably one of the biggest accomplishments in the last 19 years of my recovery from drug addiction. Was achieving that. It was not an easy thing to get monetized. And here's how I look at it. I'm still striving to achieve that level. Like, I already have the monetization. So every morning when I get up to do videos, I try to make the best video I can make. I always heard when I first started making videos is the point of making a YouTube video is to provide the viewers with something. With knowledge, with a laugh, with humor, with advice, but you're providing the viewer with something. I've always kept that in mind. So BEAU of the fifth column really has been a mentor to me. He is what I aspire to be still. I know that sounds kind of corny and goofy, but it's the truth. And I understand too how, like, supposedly now that he's let his Belle the Ranch take over, is that he was kind of frazzled from doing these videos. And I'm not sure if that's true or if that's just hearsay or whatever, but I could understand that because just doing a couple of videos, he was doing 3-4 videos a day, and it is a lot of work. Like, I get up at 2 a.m. every morning to see what's going on in the news just to do a 1-minute video. And I put about 2 or 3 hours work into every day. So, I mean, it's a full-time job. And I can understand how you get burned out after a while. Okay, let's get to this. Let's head towards this snapping my fingers thing. So another thing that I learned about marketing and marketing yourself and your brand. I never even heard of that before I started watching BEAU of the fifth column. Now, I learned that you have to establish your brand. So when people are paging through or flipping through the videos, there's something, they'll recognize you. It's a consistent look, a consistent opening line, consistent things you do in the video that people look forward to, that people expect. That's your brand. Like with BEAU, it's his workshop. Now, from what I understand, he went from his actual workshop and he remade the workshop setting in a studio because that's his brand. If people tuned in and didn't see that, the views would go down. And I've learned this. His shirts, his t-shirts that kind of link up to whatever he's talking about. the patch on his baseball hat when it's turned upside down. That means he's being like, well, I don't know what the word is, not sarcastic, but he's goofing. He's trolling. I can't remember the damn word right now. Anyway, so these things make up his brand. Like having his profile picture in a little bubble, drinking, knocking back whatever he's knocking back there. That's what people look for. If he changed that, that's why I've never changed my little logo with me in a tank top from like 15 years ago. That's why I always wear a black T-shirt. Oh yeah, I actually just bought some more, some more black T-shirts. This is the truth. When I tried wearing a different color T-shirt, I tried wearing it. Whenever I wear a tank top, like if I'm working out or whatever, my views go down. My views will go down if I change anything in my background. I've noticed that, and I'm sure Bo probably noticed that too. That's your brand. That's marketing yourself. These are the things that people like with Bo. He opens up with, howdy there, hey there, or howdy there, internet people. You know, you look forward to that. That's, you know, you're drinking your coffee, you're having your cigarette in the morning, and you hit the play button, and that's what you hear. You know, that's part of the whole thing that makes it feel like makes your morning. It's your brand. Okay, so let's get to the snapping of the fingers thing. This all started as me. I was like in a good mood one day, and sometimes I do goofy videos. Like if I'm feeling especially confident, I'm in a good mood, things are going good, I'll do something. I might do something a little silly. And one day I was goofing on the poetry houses of the 60s, the poetry slams. Like, you know, they used to have them in the basements, the cool hep cats. If you're my age, you might remember. You know, they'd wear the like berets, and they'd have the sunglasses on. And during these poetry, the people would get up on stage and read poetry, and then the people would snap their fingers instead of clapping. And I looked it up one time, and they say this is because these poetry houses were like, they had shops and apartments up above, so it was a way to applaud without making a lot of noise. So they would snap their fingers instead of applause. So one day I did a couple of, if you look back at my short videos way back, you'll see what I'm talking about. I did a video where I kind of had a goofy voice, and I had sunglasses on, and I was like, hey man, you know, and I did a poem, you know, and it got some good views. So I started doing some more, and over time that morphed into my daily spoken word videos, which are probably my best video. They're getting at least 1,000 views every day now on YouTube and on TikTok, and picking up subscribers and followers on TikTok and YouTube every day. And I still snap my fingers 3 times. You know, I'll say, you know, this is Daryl. This is my spoken word by Daryl, and then I'll say what the video is called, and then I'll snap my fingers. The reason I still do it is it's got to do with my recovery. In my recovery, things have been going great. I've been clean and sober for the last 19 years. And whenever I start establishing a routine and it's going good, I have a hard time not doing it. I feel like it's bad luck if I change something, you know, because everything's going so good. So I don't want to change anything, you know, so I continue. If it would feel like bad luck, it'd feel like something was wrong. It's kind of an obsessive compulsive thing, to be honest with you. And I found that I'm somewhat obsessive compulsive in my recovery, you know, because I feel like things are going so good. Part of me almost believes that I don't deserve it, or that somehow it's going to end if I do something wrong, you know, like it's all just going to disappear one day, you know, and I have that feeling, that insecurity, if I change anything, you know, so I still snap my fingers. That's where it came from. So that, I consider that part of my brand now. You know, people have no idea why I do it, but they probably come to expect it in my videos. You know, not that it makes any sense. Some people probably think it looks ridiculous or silly, but it's part of my video. It's part of my brand now, and that's why I do it. And you know what? I hope to see Bo the Fifth Column back on YouTube again. I really do. I miss the guy. All right, that's the video for today. That explains that. You guys have a great Monday.